Alright, so Apple's having their special event today. Let's check out how things are going to go today. And see, I'm on the website. Okay. So that event was pretty good, but I think it's about time we start getting into the pricing of things now. So it looks like they're starting off with the 10R, and they're doing it. I don't understand why they still start at 64 gigs. It starts at 749, so that's pretty good. I mean, it's a little more expensive than what the rumors were saying. I think the rumors were saying 649, but I guess it's not bad. They didn't go through the pricing for the rest of the sizes. It's interesting. All right, so we'll see the price for the 10s. The 10s they were saying was going to be like an $899 phone. So let's see if that's true. Okay, so they're still starting at $999. That's not very cheap. Okay, so the 10s Max starts at $1099. All right, so those are more expensive than what they were saying that they were going to be in the rumors. Well, I mean, I guess they're rumors for a reason because I don't know if they're true or not. But geez, so the prices haven't gone down at all. Just interesting. And I also find it strange that they didn't show the pricing for the other sizes that you can get in the iPhone, like for the 256 and the 512 gigabyte storage options. They didn't show the prices for them, which makes me a little scared to see how much they're actually going to charge for these phones. So let's go check real quick. All right, I'm on the Apple website. iPhone 10s. All right. So let's see how expensive these phones are, because I feel like they're not showing them because I think they're a little scared of how people are going to react to these prices. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong down below, but I believe every previous event that they've done for these iPhones, they've always showed the pricing for all three of the storage options that they offer. It's strange that this time they're only talking about the starting price. So I'm a little scared because this year they're offering the 512 version, and as we all know, the highest tiered storage is always, not cheap. So, okay. All right, so the 256 is 1149, so pretty much $1,150. And the 512 version is 1,349. So $1,350 for 512 gigs. And that's just on the 10s. That's not even the 10s Max. So let's check out the 10s Max. I'm really scared now because the 10s Max starts at $100 more, at $1,100. And what? Okay. So the 10s Max. Okay, so we saw that 64 gigs starts at $1,100. The 256 gig is $1,250, so $1,250, and the 512 gigabytes is $1,450, so $1,450. Wow. So, I okay. I'm gonna open up two tabs real quick. No, not iPad. So okay. Buy without carrier. this is crazy. Wow. So these phones. Okay, so I guess Apple really liked having the title of having the most expensive phones on the market because, wow, two, okay, 1550. Now I see why they didn't show the other pricing. Like, that's a hard pill to swallow. Like, I don't know how anybody can justify buying these phones. Like, okay, let's go to Samsung because this makes no sense to me. And okay, wow, I don't understand how Apple feels like they can get away with this. Like, well, I guess I do know because they got away with the iPhone 10 last year with the $1,000 pricing tag. Okay, so with the Galaxy Note 9, as you can see, it starts at 128 gigs at $999. The 10s starts at 64. Okay, see, I don't get this. Like, we're in 2018. Why is Apple still starting with 64 gigs on their phones? I mean, keep in mind, these phones that they're selling us now, like all three of them, they record in 4K 60 frames per second. And I was just looking at my phone a second ago, like off screen, and so the recording 4K 60 frames per second is 400 megabytes per minute. Per minute. 400 megabytes. That's almost half a gig a minute of recording. And they're still starting us off with 64 gigs. I don't understand why they don't start us off higher. I mean, I would have liked them to start us off with 256 gigs. But if anything, they could have gone the Samsung route of starting us off with 128 gigs for $1,000. Like, this is ridiculous. How is it that Apple's starting us off with half the storage of the Galaxy S9 and charging the same price for it? I don't get it. Let's see. And geez. And the 5 okay, and then make things even crazier, the 512 gigabyte option for the 10s is more expensive than the Galaxy Note 9's 512 option. And that's just the 10s. This isn't even the 10s Max. The 10s Max, the 256, it's 1250, right? 1250. So for the same price as a maxed out Galaxy Note 9, 512 gigabytes, you're paying the same price for half the storage of an iPhone 10s Max. And then paying more, $200 more, to get the same amount of storage on the Galaxy Note 9. This phone and the Galaxy Note 9 just came out like not too long ago. And the 10, oh my goodness. And these iPhones are this expensive? Alright. Okay. Now I'm curious about something. Because now I want to know how expensive these are compared to the iPad Pros. Okay, so for the iPad Pro, we're going to go with the 12.9 inch, the most expensive one. I'm just choose silver. 512 gigs is $1149 for 512 gigs. It said $1149, right? Yeah. So the 512 gigs is cheaper than the iPhone XS Max's 256 gigs. Shoot, it's cheaper than the iPhone XS's 512 gigs. So we're reaching a point right now where the iPad is cheaper than the iPhone. And you know what? For added benefits, I'm going to add the cellular option to it. So now the total price for an iPad Pro, 512 gigs, with Wi-Fi and cellular, is $12.79. It's just a little more expensive than the iPhone XS Max's 256 gig option. And cheaper, yeah, and cheaper than the iPhone XS's 512 gigabytes on an iPad. Oh my goodness. So correct me if I'm wrong down below, but I believe all throughout Apple's history, since the iPad came out, the iPad has always been more expensive than the iPhone. Like, the maxed out iPad has always been more expensive than the maxed out iPhone. I mean, again, correct me down below if I'm wrong about this, but from my memory, the iPad has always been more expensive than the iPhone. Now we're reaching the territory of the iPhone being more expensive than the iPad. And this worries me. Because at this point, it's like, what's the point of getting an iPad when you can get, if you get an iPhone, you're spending more money. Like, you're spending more money on an iPad. I can't even talk right now. I can't understand this. The iPhone is more expensive than the iPad. I don't get it. And then, like, why even get an iPad? And then this also makes me, I'm sorry, I'm like awestruck about this. Now I'm worried about how expensive the iPad Pro is going to be next year. Because, like I said, the iPad has always been more expensive than the iPhone. And right now, with these prices, we are definitely in laptop prices. And they're trying to sell these iPads as it is as computer replacements. So now that these prices are going to go up, they're still running iOS. iOS. They're not even on like a Mac OS or anything. They're still on iOS, and they're reaching these laptop prices with even just the iPhones. God, the iPhone XS Max is $1450. And, I was planning on upgrading to the new iPhones this year, but now I can't. I can't support these pricings. Like, and I know a lot of people are going to be talking about how I'm like an iPhone hater, Samsung fanboy, whatever. Like, no. I have an iPad Pro, I have a MacBook Pro, and I have an iPhone 8 Plus. I love Apple. I love their ecosystem. Their ecosystem is amazing to me. But, man, I cannot even fathom this. I can't support this. I can't get behind this. I can't support this. And I'm going to vote with my wallet, with my poor, broke college student wallet. I can't get these phones. Like, I wonder how much they're... Okay, let's see how much they are on their contract. Let's see, I'm with T-Mobile, the XS Max. It is almost $70 a month for a XS Max with T-Mobile. It's almost another $100. That's okay. Like, say your phone bill is like $100. That's $170 you're paying a month on your phone bill for just one line. Just one line. $170 a month for a phone. I can't. No. No. I can't support this. Apple's getting up there, and it's getting ridiculous. Like, I love Apple, but this is too much. I can't get behind this. I really can't. And this is why they didn't say the other pricings for like the first time on stage. Because they know these prices are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, how? How can you... No. How could they have justified this? I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm ranting and stuff, but this is ridiculous. The phones are now more expensive than the iPads. And Samsung's Galaxy Note 9 that just came out offers a better deal than these iPhones. And like, usually, I know iPhones are usually more expensive than Samsung phones, but usually I feel like, the iPhones gave a lot over it. But I mean, yes, the new iPhones have a 120 hertz screen, and And they record 4K videos way better than the Samsung phone. But geez, man, these prices are crazy. And Apple knows this. They know this because they didn't talk about it on stage. They only gave the starting prices. And they're still starting with 64 gigs in 2018. They could have at least started with 128. But they didn't. Apple, I love you, but I can't support this. I really can't. This is too far. And it sucks because I love Apple's products, but I can't support this. This is way too much. Anyways, tell me what you guys think down below about this. If you want to call me just a poor dude or whatever, yes, I am poor. I can't afford this, and even if I could, I don't think I'd want to buy this. I can't understand why this pricing is going up so much. And I'm sure over the next few days, people are going to be talking about this pricing a lot. So I'm curious about what people say online about this. So tell me what you think down below about this. Really interested to hear what you say. Wow. Yeah, tell me down below. Call me a poor person if all you want. I don't care. This is just ridiculous. Anyways, like the video, dislike the video. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll be talking about, this Apple stuff a little more. Talk about tech stuff, Pokemon when I get the chance, and vlogging whenever, I have something interesting going on. I'll catch you later. Peace. God, this is crazy.